Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to the live stream of Friday night. I'm Raphael. I'm always Raphael. I never change who I am. And I'm here today at the end of this very tiring and busy week just to chill out a little bit, chat, and see where the evening takes us. I don't plan to be here for long tonight because, as I said, my eyes are almost already closing by themselves. And I won't be here next week because next week I'm going to be in Portugal, uh, enjoying some time away, go back, see the family, see some of my old friends, and overall enjoy the food. Maybe not so much the weather, but definitely the food and the people, which is one of the main reasons also why I moved here to the UK. It's the food, the weather, and the people, the trifecta of Britishness. All things great, which means that I can actually finish this bottle fine, knowing that I might be able to be back and bring some more. I don't know if you noticed, but this bottle almost matches the color of the guitar that I just finished. So this is my latest creation. I don't know what you think. It's not quite a fade. It's not a fade at all. A lot of people, a lot of guitars are like fades, right? Bursts. This one has a few more straight lines, but I think you'll enjoy seeing the process of how I got there. The good thing about doing this live stream on Friday night is that it forces me to tidy my desk. That in the beginning of the week was being used to rub the gloss finish on that guitar that you see behind me right here. The Pomodoro technique of finishing guitars. You work for 25 minutes, you put a cut. You work for 25 minutes, you put another cut. It's actually useful. It's like I'm not affecting work and I'm not affecting the guitar finish, and it allows you to build a bunch of layers. If you'd like to see it up close, I'll take it off the wall. Otherwise, maybe just wait to see. So the title of today's stream is why do we upgrade guitars? Why do we? Maybe I shouldn't ask why do we. Maybe I can only answer for myself. And why do I upgrade guitars? Uh, it's tricky, right? Because we see the comparison videos, and when things are blindfolded, it's very hard to tell what is what. In a lot of live environments, it's really hard to say one way or another. But that's right, Peter. Probably self-inflicted torture is the most realistic uh, response. If you want, just come through the front door, just come upstairs, and you can sit. I don't know, maybe you can stand here and you just see like half of your body to participate in the conversation live. But um, I think that there is a few things that factor. So I think there's some reassurance with brands. So the same way that when you think Telecaster, you think Fender, and when you think Les Paul, we think Gibson, because those are models from those brands. Uh, and therefore, there's always, oh, that's the real Telecaster sound. And in the video that I did with Kevin from Gigs and Guitars, and we compared the Fred King Telecaster shaped guitar and the Telecaster, I could actually hear the difference. There was definitely a difference in the two types of guitars and the pickups. So, like, if I wanted my Fred King to sound a bit more like the Fender one, probably get those pickups. Does it matter for music? It depends. Every, everything matters. It's not just notes, timing, and chord progressions. So, in a certain extent, everything matters. Um, like, I think I like Seymour Duncan's. I think because Seymour Duncan's that I've had and I've played, I've enjoyed. But these DIY kits that come from with pickups that I don't even know what they are. I don't know if they are Nico, if they are ceramic, if they're hot, if they're not as hot in terms of spec. They don't come with a spec sheet, so you don't know. It sounds good, and then it's like, oh, maybe they sound a bit muddy. But then I should really work out the EQ of the amp so it sounds less muddy. It's on me to know how to get the best sound. And then, if I still can't, then I might think about upgrading it. But I have seen comparisons where, like, the material of the cover affects it, like brass versus nickel. Nickel tends to sound a bit more clear and interesting. On the other hand, like Peter showed me the comparison from Glenn Fricker with the pickups, and it's like even uh, compare what was the comparison was a Harley Benton, a Les Paul, a PRS, an HSS Strat. I think that was it, and the PRS had EMGs. To me, they did sound different. Okay, but I wasn't able to tell what was that. Actually, the one that I thought that was the Les Paul was often the Harley Benton, and the one that I thought was Harley Benton because it sounded like the cheapest was the Les Paul. So maybe this one that I have here behind me, it's a real true PEF sound. It's the one that sounds maybe the cheapest. Um, but it's a bit like brands, right? We always aim to get the the brand that's it's on the heads like the Fender and the Gibson and everything, but that's more for probably like realizing that. So what I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. It's not a good combination. So watched the Bolt Shredder last night. Seymour Duncan versus AliExpress clones. I was gobsmacked that the AliExpress ones were so clear compared to the Seymour Duncans. Blasphemy. I don't trust any of that. It's all lies. Bolt Shredder probably paid by AliExpress and he swapped the sounds around. It wasn't he that did like a Timo guitar recently? Probably. I think, yeah, that guy can play probably anything and make it sound. But I'll have a look as well. Um, I can only speak for what I have, right? And I do have the Share Gold with the Seymour Duncan, and and uh, and the Faisley with the JB as well. So I at the moment I have Seymour Duncan Pearly Gates, Seymour Duncan JB, Bernacle Bootcamp Old Guard. On the baritone is the Aaron Gear Dirty Torque, and then these two are unknown. Uh, and the thing that really frustrates me is the fact that I play all of the same leagues and I don't have go to extended leagues to play and to demo things. But um, but yeah, I do like the sound of the Smart Duncan ones. Maybe in a recording environment, it's not even a desirable sound. Um, like the fullness sense maybe it becomes muddy when mixed with other things or to try to achieve some tones. Who knows? But there's that. Pickups is a funny thing because it does take like Peter showed me the other day the picture. He took a pickup apart, loads of copper. So it is intensive in the sense that to create electromagnetic field, it takes a lot of copper, and you can have different types of magnets and everything, and they do sound different. Like it was, you were able to tell between the AliExpress one and the Seymour Duncan one, but so they do sound different. Um, I don't know. I think a lot of the times as well is trying to get a sound that is similar to something else that we know, like from songs. So I guess the Seymour Duncan ones might be doing that for me personally. Um, but yeah, yeah, Steve Cassidy is not here today, but was showing on the video today that he did, or he didn't do the video today. The video that he released today, the Harley Benton with the Iron Gear pickups. So the Iron Gear retail for £84, right? Um, and I like them, but I've compared them to other pickups, and there's something there, and each person will have different aesthetics and different sound preferences. But there was that. I think my rebel is over. I don't have much more to say. Um, this week I did learn about what curing actually means. I was convinced that the pour finish to cure, if it was hard to touch and it was possible to sand, it was cured. Um, but definitely it wasn't because this guitar I went to polish it, and you might not be able to see, but it has now a bunch of very tiny scratches. It's sort of, you might be able to see there because it wasn't quite cured still. Um, you see there, so I might need it to leave it for a couple of weeks the next time that I go change strings. It's fall. Next time that I go to change strings, try to go back to, I don't know, 1000 or just T cut, right? That was what I said. T cut, that's a bit more abrasive, then polish, abrasive polish, and then buffing. The thing that I don't like about the polishing and the T cut is the mess that it makes. And probably I'll need to wash the foam bit that I used um, to polish the guitar. Any questions? Anyone has a subject to bring up? Please, by all means, don't let me talk for long by myself all the time. I have the code here if anyone would like to join the live stream. Please be responsible. I'll put it here. I was thinking maybe you could help me decide on my next kit. If there was enough people here that would like to participate in that sort of choice. But what music have I listened to lately? So that's an interesting topic because I have a few different radio stations on my YouTube Music, or radio stations of what they say. It's like it can be live. Hello?
Good evening.
Evening. I think your mic can be a bit louder. So music-wise, so part of this is your fault as well. So I have on my YouTube recommendations and stuff the band songs. So Peter plays with me in that band that he has a T-shirt on. Very good. You can find the merch at. We should have a link now to put on. After that. So like the Kings of Leon, the Wombats, Kaiser Chiefs, No and the Whale, Foo Fighters, and then YouTube Music just continues to give you more of that and that and that, and like the Cooks and Libertines and all the what's it called? Not like basically like noughties, alternative indie rock, and then it's the Brazilian music that I listen to. So, but it's not even new Brazilian music. It just gives me the same artists and the same songs that I've listened to in the past. Same thing with the Portuguese music. And then it's like the very generic pop from the last 10 years. The Dua Lipa, Taylor Swift, and the Bruno Mars, and the Lizzo, and the all that sort of stuff. So I find it quite hard to actually find new music to listen to because then when I go out to try to listen to something new, it's I don't get it. I don't know what's happening here. Have you been listening to anything new?
Me?
Mhm.
Anything new? No. If anything, I've been going back to stuff that I've not listened to in a while. Bit more sort of Jack Johnson and things like that.
Yeah, that's the Jack Johnson, Jason Mraz, what else? Like Daniel Bedingfield and from I Had a Bad Day.
Yes, yeah.
Like sort of is James Blunt. Like they all. This is the thing. Like YouTube. I have a problem with YouTube and YouTube music and a lot of the algorithms. They just give you the same things over and over again. Like this is a safe choice. Here you go. Have more of the same. Same with videos. It's like I've already watched this video. Why are you showing me videos from 4 years ago? So yeah. So, do you have any recommendations? Must UDD?
Mustard.
No. Mustard. What sort of name? Who names themselves after condiments? So that SG behind you is the fault for these two that are behind me. It can't be that heavy. It has such a small body. So what did you do with that one? Finishing wise.
This one, finishing wise, this is a nitro finish. Sort of semi-gloss. Try and get a bit of a better. So Crimson Stains. It's a
Which one?
So this is the blood orange stain, the vibrant stunning stain, or whatever it's called.
Did you go for that one over like the cherry for any particular reason, other than just like
It seemed fairly close to the cherry without being an exact copy of what everyone else has done. Lots of fingerprints on there.
It probably works better to see the spotted as well, being a bit less red.
Yeah, I think that stands out quite well, to be honest, because that was one of the things I was worried about, is if I stain it, am I just going to lose the purpose?
Yeah.
So yeah, Koban kit, Koban guitars. Definitely check them out. Yeah, Crimson Stains and a nitro finish, and I think it's Dartford's nitro. So spray can, no equipment required. About £12 a can. There's about 3 cans, so you're looking at about 30 quid for the actual finish. Yeah, I think it turned out really well.
Like 40 quid all in all with the stains, but still it's really good. No, it plays well. And
on the neck, just an oil finish. So again, that's the Crimson. They've got a particular name, penetrating and high gloss finishing oils. I tend to put just a couple of coats of the penetrating oil, just to do what the oil says, penetrate down into the wood a bit more. And then the high gloss one, just a couple of coats, because I don't want it to be a glossy neck. I like satin necks, just to protect it and give it a little bit of a shine.
You said you used grain filler. Not now, you told me.
Yes. Yep.
Do you notice if I don't know? Do you notice a difference from the body to the finishes? Different finishes interact differently with the filler.
Yeah. So I was curious as to what was going to happen, because I've never used grain filler before. Usually I've just sanded back sanded back guitars that I've stripped. So obviously Koban guitars come completely naked, no sealers, no nothing.
Virgin, like some say.
Virgin, yes. So it was an interesting experience using it properly for the first time. I kind of did a mix of what they suggest.
You're like, yes, you have your opinions and I have my own.
Yeah. So grain filler, you kind of the stuff I use, you water it down with white spirits, terps, naphtha, anything like that, and then you're supposed to rub it in with a cloth. I kind of did a bit of a mix, so I put some on with a scraper and then leveled it out across the grain.
Okay.
And then kind of just rubbed off the excess and rubbed it into the wood. There's a few bits where it didn't quite fill the grain, but overall I think it worked really well, and it did kind of help get that
Leveled.
Yeah, you can see it's reflective.
Do you think it's sort of a bit like the penetrative oil? Maybe it needs a few layers to actually get to the bit that you want, but won't it like cover the wood and affect how it stains though?
The
Grain filler.
grain filler. That's one of the things I was wondering. So again, never having used it, the question I had was, will stain actually stain it, or will it just remain as loads of white little speckles? The amount I used, it seems to have stained it. There's nothing really that sticks out other than one tiny imperfection that I missed, which you probably might just be able to see there.
All right.
But I didn't notice that until afterwards. If I'd have got some stain in there, that would have probably covered it because it's covered everything else. Don't know if you do more, would it have less chance of staining? One of those things.
We'll have to try.
Yep.
See
next
how it works. Exactly. There's always the next kid. Aaron Short Music is wishing us well and come to NAMM next year. I saw his NAMM lives and was like, that's giving me headaches. Just headaches and backaches. Just seeing all the walking and loud noise from multiple sources of people playing and trying to figure out what's what. But it, there was lots of new products this year that were sort of fun. We have the German, is it the Music Mess? I think the German one. And I'm going to the guitar show in Birmingham in March. Unless you want to come as well. It's not 2.5 hours away. 2.5 hours. We leave Saturday at 7:30. We're there for 10. Easy.
It'll only take you 3 hours.
It's more 3 hours than 2.5.
Well, I guess it depends where you're going. I go to Dudley fairly often, and that's about 3 hours.
It's like when I was in Portugal, that's the time that it takes me to go from Lisbon to the Algarve. And we will do that once a year, the great pilgrimage to go on holiday. I say it's amazing. There's nothing like it if you're a great fan. Yeah, I'm sure. But then I'll be just depressed of like all the things that I want and all the like. I maybe I should have a pedal board. All these pedals. I should really get the pedal board to get those nice sounds. If only I had a bass player in my band. So.
You don't need a bassist.
Peter is a bass player hater. A
it's
bass
just
phobe.
Person that you're adding into the scheduling.
That's true. But it gives
one more person to take the profits.
All the profits. So yesterday I went to a gig and Peter came as well. Well, I could say we both went to a gig, right? But I was playing, and they asked him, who was it? Was it the bar staff? The woman behind?
Yeah, he's the guy, the younger guy.
The younger guy. Okay. Asked if Peter was my manager, which gives prestige. Obviously, I come with my manager to help me set up and just make sure that everything's in order. And if there's any issues, he'll intercede. So I think that should be. When you play, I'm your manager, and when I play, you're my manager. And then when we both play, the manager is out of town, and we'll get in contact later. But it was all right actually. Yes, it was busier than other times, and I think it was because it was after payday.
It was the there's a name for it. The invisible guitar that you've used.
Yes, that's it. It is?
Is it invisible guitar? Yeah. No.
Silent.
Silent, that's it. Yeah.
But it's invisible as well.
Silent acoustic.
That's it. Aaron loves the silent acoustics. He's always making fun of.
Sounded good.
It's good for live use because it doesn't feedback. I can really bring it up high, especially
piezo pickup. Yeah. So you wouldn't expect any sort of feedback or anything, so it's good.
Yeah, and it's like the difference in volume between the strumming beats and the finger pick beats. With the other one, if it gets too much gain, it becomes too sensitive, and then I can finger pick because it becomes booming. That was the issue that I had with the instrument that Chris bought. He still hasn't fixed he hasn't found the battery. That acoustic that you have behind you, is that the one that you put
It is.
The pickup on?
These aren't placed on purpose, by the way.
Is this?
So this guitar was about 40 Great British pounds from a charity shop, brand new. It was being sold because it was like close to Christmas and they were doing charity stuff. So yeah, £40, round about 2008 or 9.
So now it's basically £2,000, the equivalent.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
inflation.
And earlier, well, no, middle of last year, roughly, decided that I needed an electroacoustic. So cut a couple of holes in it, fitted preamp, and yeah, works really well.
Yeah.
Because of the way this guitar is set up, you don't have the jack in the usual place. There's a big block of wood that basically meant the jack is too short. Obviously, it wasn't meant for an electroacoustic. So we have more of a traditional electric guitar style.
Yeah, with a L-shaped plug, works really well because you could put it through the strap itself and then into there. No, I do think it sounds quite good.
Fishman pickup, about 15 quid roughly.
So all in all, you're like £55 into that guitar. Every time that you change strings, it's like a fifth of the cost of the guitar.
I am
Don't change
toying
strings.
with the idea of stripping it back. Seen a couple of people do it on YouTube, and it's no more difficult than electric to strip it back to the wood. Thinking of then doing a darker stain and then an oil finish, because you tend to get oil finishes on higher end guitars, so might be able to make it look a little bit more special than it is.
If it breaks, it's only like £40 out of pocket, so it's not like a big deal. Yeah, it's a good idea actually. You just need to be careful around the top right and the side because it's more, there's less support than a solid body. But you're stripping wood, not guitars. Stripping only guitars. Do you have it there? Oh, you have it there. Oh wow. So on the edges, is it black or is it a darker green?
NATO green.
Ah. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. When did you do that for the people at home? Watching at home?
So primed it earlier in the week, and paints arrived today because payday. Paints arrived today, and I've just been putting on coats today. The colour's a bit off because of the camera and the lighting and everything. Yellow.
Yeah, the yellow seems white.
Green, and then dark green.
Because that was black before, wasn't it?
Yes, this was a black Yamaha ERG 121C.
Yes, the very prestigious ERG 121C. It's like the Pacifica, but with the HSS and without the pickguard. Which, with that finish, looks really cool.
Yeah.
Any plans for the pickups? Are you going to put the same ones back, or?
I think so. So it's a HSH, and I've got the pickups here.
Can you show the back of the pickups just for a second? Just check something. The back.
The back.
Okay, no. No, I can't see the magnet at all. Yeah. So what you should put in those AliExpress ones from the ball shredder. Go on. Could be white pickups instead of black pickups, white pickups with the black surrounds.
So I've also sprayed those.
Did you spray the surrounds?
Yeah. So they don't look too bad at the moment. I think I'm going to do one more colour. I was toying between the yellow and that middle green, the lime green. The yellow I'm running out of, so it's not covering too well, but I think the lime green looks quite good.
It's the coverage of the yellow, isn't it? Here was easier because it was on raw wood, so it was.
Yeah. Yellow stains, you generally have no issue, but yellow just as a colour in general is awful to paint with, just because you can't get the saturation with it.
More than white or about the same?
I'd say both are. So probably can't see them. I paint miniatures. Both white and yellow are hated colours with miniature painters. They're just, they show absolutely everything underneath them for ages, and you end up putting about 10 coats on just to cover a tiny imperfection.
Yeah. Miniatures, for those who are wondering, what's not miniature guitars. It's a miniature Warhammer 400, not 400k, 40k. Miniatures. Could be like D&D, RPG, kicks, nerd stuff. But why? Cool. It's just something to be doing, isn't it? It's like you can revisit guitars that you already had.
And 10 years time, I might get bored of this guitar and strip it back again, repaint it. Go with something different to yellow.
That's it. Now, the issue that I have is now that I look at this one.
The one you dragged down the road.
Basically. No, it's like choice. And it is a choice. And it sort of, okay, it works. But now so it had a matte finish, but it's compared to the other ones, it's almost like I just painted it.
Yeah.
Instead of being a guitar finish by itself.
That was the first one you'd really done bolt finish on.
Yeah, that's true. I think
so.
The other ones.
Major upgrade that's joined, and he's asked a question. So interestingly, let me just pull this guitar back again. So the reason we were talking about stripping a guitar is just something I've been working on. It depends on the guitar. I have a Strat that I stripped and used a heat gun for. In fact, here, which this was the first one I ever stripped back, stained, did anything with. The finish and the paint was really thick on that one, so it would have taken me a long time to sand back. The Yamaha that I've just showed you that has nothing attached to it, the finish and the paint was so thin on that, it was just... I started with the heat gun, it peeled away almost instantly, so then it was just a case of sanding it back, not even to the wood, just so it kind of roughed up the surface, primed it all, and yeah, there we are.
So maybe Pacifica will be the same, something similar. Yeah. And it also depends on the finish that he wants to apply, if it's a stain or if it is a solid color.
So that one I was showing you is the ERG. So budget style Yamaha guitar. So I'd imagine your Pacifica wouldn't have a very thick finish if they do that with the budget guitars, but who knows?
Well, this one was budget as well and had the thickest finish I had ever seen.
Yeah.
But it's a different factory. Stain, paint, coverage, all those things. The issue that I have with this one...
As you say, it depends what you're going for. Do you want to stain it? Well, then, you're going to have to go back to the wood.
Yeah. That's it. Otherwise, you might just be able to just rough the finish that you have, level anything that you want to level if it has dings, and then
give the primer to stick to, and off you go.
Now, the issue that I have with this one is that I mangled it a little bit around some parts, because when I was trying to sand in here, let me just change the view here. In here, with the power drill sander thing at the end, the shape is off. So I don't know. Is there any material that I could try to put, like putty or some woods bonding compound thing, and then try to set it into a shape that's more closer to the original, or is this forever like this?
Depends how good you are at sculpting.
Well, I had a master class in sculpting in 7th grade with clay, so
So there's milliput, which is like a plumber's putty. So it's like a 2-part thing. Squash them together, shape it how you want, let it air dry, and it dries really hard. Again, depends how good you are with that kind of stuff. There are people that can do amazing things with it.
You don't have. It sounds like you don't have enough faith in me. But even to cover,
I don't know your ability with clay, so
me neither. Even
major
things that I
upgrades.
did. Yeah.
Sorry, just going to say major upgrade. Yeah, that guitar that I've just shown you, that was rattle cans, and Stu Mac rattle cans. Yeah, everything paint wise that I've done is rattle cans.
Until you get the compressor.
Yeah, the only reason I'd probably get a compressor is just to maybe save a little bit of money. So these are the Nitro that I was using.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's one of those things. If it's once in a while, if you're only doing one guitar, just use rattle cans. It's fine.
Yeah.
But if it's doing like 2 or 3 or 10 guitars a year, it adds up very quickly into what's actually worth
especially
doing.
if you're using the same kind of colors and
yeah. Although then you get into compressor and gun and deposit and the jig to move and the spray booth.
I still want to purchase one of those £40 fence sprayers and try that. I can't see that would be any worse than a rattle can.
I don't know. Well, do you think they won't splurt like big chunks?
I don't think so.
I'll be here for that. So
yeah,
literally,
go on, film it.
Could have like a huge blurb of nitro right onto the body. Major Upgrade mentions that he has a compressor but no gun. I'd have to figure something out from Harbor Freight. Yeah, Harbor Freight is like B&Q, and I think I would feel more fancy pants if I got a gun, but I'm not fancy pants, so I would feel a big liar. Well, an American without a gun. No, that's not. It's not very expensive, and often it's like, oh, you need the specific model that has the best spec. But like you're saying, sometimes
it's the same with like the handheld airbrushes and stuff. You can get really expensive stuff, and you can get stuff that'll, if you're not doing professional paint jobs and you don't need it like millimeter accurate, just get something that you can afford.
It's like the motto of my life. Just get something I can afford. Well, it's not. I often get things that I can't afford and then live to regret it. I don't know. I'm running out. So go on. Got a jam. Got a great day. I'll catch you run. Thank you for your responses. You're welcome, Major. Great. Guitars. Thinking that
something that you've never shown on your
on the stream.
Your stream or any of your videos. Any 8-string fans?
Yes. Yes. Well, that's only black. I think you should really consider, making it a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
It does work though.
350 quid. Do I really want to start sanding it back?
Is that model even available now, or it was discontinued? I don't think.
Not sure. It's the RG8.
Ibanez.
And it's not the fund fret version.
It is, but it's now. Well, there is none in black. The RG8 is in white. It goes from 430, 550. Same model apparently.
I can get my money back.
See? And it seems like it's not rosewood. Yours seems to be rosewood because it's a darker wood, isn't it? RGA, maybe it is. No, it's Jatoba. It's all in white, which I strange.
And the thing with the 8-string guitars is they're not. Let's hear the 8-string. They're not. They're not just like a heavy metal guitar. There's jazz style players. I don't know if you can call them jazz players.
Do you play much jazz on your 8-string? Yes. The top again.
I would play the 8-string. I don't know how well the microphone here would pick the 8-string up.
Could just put the bottom. No, it's not even the bottom. I think this is like the middle 6 strings. To be baritone. Because what's the tuning of the 8-string?
Baritone, the 8-string that didn't get the extra strings.
Yeah. It's lower than B, isn't it? The lower of the 8-string.
I think it's B, F sharp, E, A, D, G, B, E.
Because this is B, E, A, D. 8-string tuning. I think it's the other way around. So it's F sharp, B, E, A, D, G, B,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
So the baritone is B, E, A, D, but then instead of G, it's F sharp to allow for the interval to be the same here. And then E. Don't look at my kids, please. For those, it's right there. Just and you see it. So it's slightly different. For the fingerings of the 8-string, it's basically the highest 6 strings, but then it's like the lowest. It doesn't move the fingerings up. That's what I'm trying to say. It's still where the 6 string would be. You can see us both messing about. In the meantime, while we're doing that, you were showing me the other day, I still have to go and actually listen, the miking of the amp. Because we're going to be hosting an open mic. I don't know why would anyone be watching now that's going to attend the open mic, but who knows, maybe on a rerun. On the 29th, you're muted. On the 29th of February, so later in the month, at the Leighton Institute here in Blackpool. And it's this really big stage that just held 400 people event recently. Are you playing? You're still muted.
Goes out, doesn't it?
Okay. Are you doing direct? So for everyone that goes on live streams and goes like play, and then no one plays. On this live stream, Peter plays. I don't play, but he does. So we're gonna be having the open mic with a bunch of bands that are coming. So we're gonna be bringing the Peter's Boss Katana 100 to 12. I'll bring my catalyst to 12, 100 to 12. It could be a video there. Like people are always comparing the two amps. And what else? The Helix for the bass, right? And everything else is there. So it's a 32 channel desk. Allen and Heath. What is it? Did you remember the model?
QU32.
That's it. So fancy schmancy with a LED background. So it's fun, and I think like it's cool that there's a space that bands can actually go and that can play in a big stage. We saw Kerrang play there, which is a band here that apparently they play all over. They go to Scotland and back down and down south and everything.
Very, very good.
And they were very good. They were very good. I don't know. Again, don't ask me the financials on how a band like that works. It's game over. What time is this now? I've been going for 45 minutes. I know, but I my head, I feel like I haven't slept for 3 days for some reason.
It's all right. My child was up at 3, 4, 5, and 6 because she had a tummy bug this morning. And it was only the third time that she woke up that I suddenly realised, hang on, I'm working and my wife is not. So it was like, hey, you're go.
Well, we were both going to the office today, so yeah, it was just sleep. Kids and sleep deprivation is real. I don't know now to follow that up, but basically but that's why having hobbies that keep us away from the children. So Leighton Institute is sort of covered.
Anyone that can make it to Blackpool on the 29th of February, feel free.
Exactly.
No charge to get in the door, and there's going to be a lot of really good bands and solo artists that are playing, and a big variety of music from rap to heavy metal to country to standard rock, blues.
Yeah, loads of things. And from all ages as well, from like really young, 14 to, I don't know, retirement age, definitely. So yeah, it's an interesting crowd, and we think it's sort of important to do. It's going to be semi-organized, and I think the drinks aren't too expensive as well.
Yeah, no, it's fairly reasonable. I think that's kind of shown me as well this particular month how important open mics are for people to play. So, for example, last month you hosted it. I was away, and
in December.
Yes, and it was kind of when a lot of different open mics were still happening. This month there's been, well, last month and this month there's been no open mics so far, and we've had a massive uptake on people that want to play.
Yeah, everyone's like, we want to go do something.
Yeah.
Because the argument sometimes is, open mics are just to like get free entertainment. It's a way for venues to get free entertainment, which it sort of is. But I'm starting to realize that a lot of people are not really bothered. They like singing, they like playing it, they want to do it in the proper environment. And doing it, even if it's recorded for a video or for Facebook or for something, it's not the same as playing it to people. Even if the other people watching are just fellow musicians or performers or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the times that we've played Waterloo, Blackpool, even though there's sometimes been maybe 5 people stood there watching us, it's always fantastic to play music to people rather than just in your rehearsal space or wherever you do that.
Yeah, and it does build up the not really like the chops, but like working to a goal. Like every month, we
Mhm.
knew or know that there is a few songs that we want to go out and do. So actually learn them, which it's probably harder for me than this for you. But in terms of like actually sit down and learn the songs from beginning to end, not just like get a notion. Still working on the lyrics of many songs, but we're getting there. Because now it's been a little bit over a year, and now there is a sort of a long set list of songs that you can do comfortably that have been road tested, let's say. And even like the practice of getting on stage, getting off stage, knowing what you need to bring to the gig and how to adjust. Like, do you remember that time at Bootleg that you got and you didn't bring your stool and you were with legs?
So
How tall are you, just
primarily,
for the people to know? It's like 6 feet.
yeah, primarily I'm a guitarist. You see the guitars, well, have seen the guitars that I've shown you. However, for Raphael, and only for Raphael, I have started playing drums. And there was, yeah, as he says, I'm 6'3", and there was a time we went to play at the Bootleg in Blackpool, and I went to adjust the stool because it was on its lowest setting, and someone had essentially just over tightened the screw, and I tried stamping on it. I was there with both hands trying to turn it, and it just wasn't working. So I'm having to play like this, essentially.
It wasn't too bad. But now we know. Maybe in the ring is still or try to loosen it.
Always carry a backup stool.
Yeah, that's so. Even like initially, I would play this place that would have a drum behind, and I would hear the rattle, and I didn't know what it was.
Mm.
And eventually, it's like, no, it's like lock the rattle, the snare. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense, because completely maybe unrelated, but it isn't true. I was watching
Well,
a movie.
that could be a good thing for anyone that's actually watching, is if you are playing somewhere and something's rattling on the drum kit every time you play certain notes. Yeah, it's your snare drum. There's a little clasp on the side. Just unclasp it. No more rattle.
Because it's that grill that's close to the snare and the bottom, that if you unclasp it, loses it, it's no longer touching the skin, the bottom skin. And again, something that I didn't know until I was playing in sort of environments, and I was like, why is this making noise behind me? And it's actually quite audible, for the audience. I was watching a movie, Lyle Crocodile. It's a movie that came out last year. I don't know if you've seen it. It's about a crocodile that sings on normal human world. No one freaks out about the fact that the crocodile sings. It's like taken. But there's either way. So it's a guy that finds a crocodile. The crocodile sings, and they decides to create a play in Broadway somewhere in New York. And the crocodile has stage fright. And I was like, this is very unrealistic. Okay, first, no rehearsals. They didn't rehearse in a space. Second, no try shows. They went from nothing to Broadway with no like a club gig or a bar. You know, the crocodile singing at a coffee shop. So clearly, I understood the point of stage frights to a complete like amphitheater. But you know, this was a silly movie, but a lot of times on TV and shows, it's like, oh, I can't do this. Think of all the lessons and have courage. And then the person suddenly starts singing great because they are singers like actors. It doesn't happen like that in real world. Sometimes you do need to like practice and try and go and come back home and try something else different. And like sometimes that you've went and you've heard back, it's like, that wasn't exactly as we wanted it to go. But over time, it gets better. And such. And today, I almost went to the Bootleg because there were 4 bands playing, but I was too tired, and it was going to be packed. But you know, there's Bootleg, there's Waterloo, there's the Ferret in Preston, there is the Leighton Institute has room for a bunch of people to attend. There's a few good stages just like in the Fylde Coast and Northwest without having to go to Manchester. If anything, there are people from Manchester that have come here and from Liverpool that have come here to perform in Blackpool. So you never know. You never know.
It's known for a good music scene. Maybe not so much if you're outside of Blackpool and certain niches, but it's got a fantastic music scene.
And there's the Tash as well, which is like for rock and heavy metal. The Sub seems to be having gigs regularly as well. West Coast Cafe is going to open next month. The Tavern just opened, and they have live music as well. Obviously, there's the theater, the
Palace.
No, the Winter Gardens. Winter Gardens.
Oh right, yeah.
That have like the big shows.
There's both.
Okay. The ballroom. When Joe Bonamassa comes to Blackpool and plays at Winter Gardens,
probably Winter Gardens. So quite a few years ago, I saw Jack White at the Winter Gardens.
All right.
And then a few years after, maybe a year after that or before that, I can't remember. Saw what's her name? Oh,
is it a woman? A girl?
Yeah, she's a pop singer and completely.
Britney Spears. You went to go see Madonna, Christina Aguilera,
Paloma Faith.
Ah,
she was playing at the Palace. I think it was. I think it's called the Palace.
Is it the same building? Is it the same building? It's just a different room, or is it?
No, separate building. But yeah, it's quite a nice venue.
Yeah.
But it's very much that kind of music, rather than it was a seated gig, rather than like Jack White, Joe Bonamassa.
Although probably Joe Bonamassa is also seated gig with everyone over the age of 60.
The arenas and stuff, and you've got majority seating and then standing room.
And even like the Galleon that we forgot so far has music every night. And it gets very lively and it runs until late. And it has like old memorabilia and decoration and red lights everywhere. It's terrible for pictures and videos, but
it's no different to Marvin's.
This is like red lights everywhere in the dark. So it's maybe they could market it as like the anti social media.
Yeah.
No, you come here is to enjoy and to leave. There's nobody taking pictures. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's an interesting. Like a lot of times, whenever I say I live in Blackpool, for the people here, it's not even for the people in Portugal. They don't care. They don't even know where it is. So I was like, oh, Blackpool, like it's such a. And all the list of worst places to live in England, Blackpool was like, I don't think so. I haven't been afflicted by the drugs yet, probably, or I don't belong to instead of being like a bikers gang, to a mobility car gang. But, just probably needs to do something about that.
So, what's your next kit guitar going to be?
Well, so there's the semi-hollow, right? And there's the Les Paul,
which you haven't talked about much on this live stream.
No, because I haven't made the video yet. So I was like, I'm gonna leave it.
Ooh.
I've never been to Hull, but I'll say that Hull is much worse.
Hull is Yorkshire, Blackpool's Lancashire. So if you ask anyone from either side of those, they will say the opposite is worse.
Got it.
Hull, yeah, probably a little bit more benefit state than Blackpool, which might sound contradictory to Raphael, but
even more than Blackpool?
Potentially, yeah.
So this guitar,
benefit state. So a place of high occupancy of people on benefits
or
from
welfare
the
in America.
welfare, yeah, is how it's perceived. I'm not saying that's right or wrong.
I'm not even going to comment on it. So I built a guitar because I wanted to make a guitar that looked like this bottle. I think I got quite close. So this guitar that was sold to me at the high discount from Koba. So it's not. I don't know if it could be considered sponsored, but sort of is. Is spalted maple top. So these lines are actually from the veneer, the maple veneer. Two-piece mahogany body with a mahogany cap. Bound body ends bound fretboard, ebony fretboard. So in terms of woods, it's closer to a Les Paul custom than like the standard. Set neck, right? Three-piece mahogany neck.
I'll just point out that you've fully put to the test by lifting that over your head.
I'm fully confident. I'm fully confident that this holds the weight of the guitar. Just Gorilla Glue, it's great. They say. So it has a scarf joint. That the top almost had like a flame.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's possible to see. I put ebony veneer on the headstock, and because I made the headstock initially, I decided to redraw it. And it is, you might think that's slightly shorter, like I do. Peter says it doesn't matter.
I really like it being a bit shorter. I actually kind of prefer that.
Well, you can do that onto yours. It's fine. But wait, swap necks. Just swap necks. Just take the neck off. Put the neck back on. It does help when doing my crazy windmills on stage, not to hit anyone. It has trapezoid inlays, which is different from the semi-hollow that has square inlays. Cream plastics, chrome pickups of some sort. I don't know. Thank you, Peter. Peter Collins. The stop tail and everything. The electronics are all solderless. So remember to put the ground wire to the post. Otherwise, you'll have to take the post out and then put the ground wire. Not that I've done like a couple of times. It is, I think it would be like £9 maybe. It is a bit on the heavier side than some other guitars, but it's not a backbreaker, I would think. I used Crimson Stains. So I didn't use Crimson Stains, sort of. So Peter lent me the Crimson Stains, right? Lend me. I keep using them, but I'm going to return them somehow. I'm going to return empty bottles. There you go, your Crimson Stains. It says on the bottle. Crimson Stains. And I thought, I want to make a green guitar. So I looked for colors, and I watched this guy on YouTube called Big D Guitars that uses Angelus dyes, which is a leather dye, more like for shoes and stuff. If I put it like this, not see the guitar, so maybe I'll just have to go back to how it was before. So I thought I'm going to use the Angelus dye. I put it on. I noticed that it doesn't spread as well. When you put Crimson Stain, it sort of has a length that you can spread it through. It was not happening. That's with Angelus dye. You need to put more of it. It even came with a bit of a metal, like toothpick with the cotton buds at the end. I think you can use that to apply, and I used that, and it's like, oh, this is great because it has more coverage, but it's a lot more paint going into the veneer. And later I found out that it's not a water base as well. It goes deeper into the wood itself. It goes all the way to the wood itself. We even tried to use white spirit to pull it out, but it wasn't coming out. So what I ended up doing, I started by doing the sides, but I was like, I'm gonna try to do the whole thing, because initially I thought I'm just gonna put the yellow and the blue on the sides, but it didn't work out. So I sanded back the middle. Well, I sanded everything but I sanded more of the middle. So that's why you can still see some green under the yellow. And then primary color science came to me, and I realized that yellow and blue make green. So I didn't even need it to buy a green thing. I just needed to use my brain or ask my daughter that's in reception years. So first year, she probably would have been able to tell me that. But yeah, painted it, finished with the gloss, which is this bottle here, that is this gloss that you rub it on. And didn't let it to cure for long enough, because it should have left a few days, because when I went to level 10 it left a bunch of scratches. I didn't use grain filler. I should have used grain filler, because it sort of makes things easier to level sand then, because it's not, the finish doesn't go into all the little holes that the wood has, particularly in the back. I used we used dark mahogany and then red mahogany on the back and sides. I was looking at it. Does it look a bit like furniture though? Like antique furniture? I don't know. Possibly. It's you know how Fender has the closet relic. It's like it was put in a closet and then you take it out and it's just like as if you think it's a closet relic. It has like a little mark here. Oh, the sanding, and the back. It has a bit of discoloration. But all in all, what did I do to it? I did break chip the headstock. So from here,
chipped is here, doing a lot of lifting.
Euphemism. So I had the great idea of trying to use a chisel to break away some wood that I had on top, not thinking that mahogany was as hard as it was, and it went like. I should have stopped there, and then I continued to put pressure on it, and just rediscovering the power of the lever. It broke away a good triangle, like to here, from here to here. To a bit higher, right? But it's like glued. Now I know how to glue bits of wood if I ever break anything else. I do think that this neck joint is stronger than the Gibson one, because it's thicker, and because it's a scarf joint. It's like this is not gonna break just from hitting anything. And unlike an Epiphone that has like the poly finish, that it's not only the fact that it's poly, but it's quite thick. This is a very thin finish. So, and because it wasn't grain filled, it does. I don't know. You for example, you prefer satin necks, but I don't think this is particularly too glossy as well. It's not like.
It's not
gooey,
sticky.
Not sticky. I did use that headlights kit that comes with the sanding discs from 800 to 3000, and then the polish abrasive liquid, and then a spray.
So just for clarification for anyone watching, headlight polishing kit. So maybe you have similar things in the US. Headlight restorer kits, where your headlights on your car start to go a bit foggy, you sand them down, work up through the grits, and you get them going back to clear. Basically, I showed Raphael the polish on one of those kits, what I used on the SG behind me, and that's the kit he's on about.
That's it. Holt's polishing kit, not sponsored. Yeah, it was £11. It was like sold out everywhere, and then eventually came back on. It's good because you can level sand, right? And then polish to a high thing, and it's all in one box. It's affordable. I don't know. I need to try it on like an acrylic finish. So that means that
we'll soon find out.
Exactly. Because you're doing the Yamaha, that's right.
Yep.
Well, I have
acrylic
sending discs from the usage, so feel free to use them. I did go when I was at 3000. I was like, oh, this is going so smoothly. Maybe I could just go faster if I put it to the power drill. Stupid mistake. I don't learn from my errors, the errors of my waste. So now, the thing with kits is they might all come from the same factories in China, realistically. But we have, I was going to say fall in love, but maybe not that strong. We like Coben guitars, or yeah, let's say we like Coben guitars. I might be working with them in more things in the future, and can I say now? Can I show? Do you see?
Yep.
What do you see?
I see. Now I see your
No,
desktop.
you don't see anything.
Electric guitar, LP 790, set in neck, blah 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 blah.
Okay, so this is not what I have. This is, I think, something that I was looking at. So you have to like click on it and then go to the side. So this is the quilted maple top. You see the neck has a little different joint there and everything.
That guitar would look really good in purple.
Or in crimson, mulberry, or a fade from purple to not crimson mulberry. Mulberry is a brand. Stain guitar, also sponsored by Mulberry. Okay, here you go. Stunning spirit stains. At 12
Yeah,
stone.
I mean we're basically talking about cherry red there, but okay.
No. It's a different one. Where is it now? Guitar.
It's finishing and something.
Finishes and finishing.
Yep, that one.
Stunning stains. Water based. And nope, not stunning stains. It's vibrant stains. The one that I'm going on about.
Yeah, they've got a few different ranges. If you go on to Crimson's website, all fantastically named, by the way. All right, okay, yeah. I mean, it's basically the purple I was thinking.
So, but it's different from your purple, just slightly, probably less.
Not the greatest.
My argument is losing. My argument it is. You see, it's more like
slightly darker on this one.
Pinkish. And all of them, plus all of them, it's £45. Which the aquamarine, it's like this. But I thought it was something different, like the blue material from PRS. So this would indeed look cool. No, I think purple, the purple one, would be the burl top, which is, well, burl tops and spotted tops are all different, right? But spotted, it's not this one. See you, Chip. All right. Thank you for the company and the commentary. This is new, or at least I haven't seen.
Ooh. Okay.
That would create nightmares to some people that have that thing, that are afraid of holes.
Trypophobia.
This is the biggest that we can go in terms of image size.
Yes, working progress.
It's very small. Let me see if there's another one.
You can kind of see, though. Yeah.
Did you see this one before?
The one on the left, no? So, right, okay. So that one would just really suit paints rather than stains. Fairly sort of standard wood.
But this is wrong.
What are the things just above the tuners?
Battery covers. There's something here that's not quite right.
Oh, is it an active pickup?
Probably. Because the Floyd doesn't fit here. Or does it?
Well, I mean, it's got a cutaway for a tremolo.
But maybe I thought it needed like those bits. Maybe 2 batteries? 1 volume?
It's a hell of a pickup.
All right.
Hmm.
It's a cool.
I guess you'll have to buy it and find out.
Yeah. The LP7. Everything aboard. 32 frets, 12-inch radius, 42mm net, 1 humbucker pickup, Floyd Rose tremolo system. Is it an actual Floyd Rose?
If it's got the name, it would have to be because of trademark.
That's it. But looks. Okay, you can also ask Coben, like,
yeah,
I saw this. Is this the case? I was trying to find another one with Burl. I could also just like type away on, because see, Spalted could also be with these stronger markings. So, Burl. And they also have the LP with bolt-on if someone doesn't want to do the gluing of the set neck. So, for example,
I don't know what it is. I do just really like purple, flamed maple. That quilting with the purple for me just works.
Well, if only you could get one. Yeah, but for me personally, it would be. I like the tallies that they have. Mm-hmm. Not these. I don't like this. I don't know who likes that. But these tallies, the double bond ones, particularly, they even had ones with a flammable top. That was what I was thinking of doing. This one.
Hello, So Anderson. Hello, So Anderson. So
Anderson. It's like, it could be like a really common name. So. This, I think, could be really cool because it's not a very common combination. And if you look like flame maple top Telecasters, you only see sunbursts from Fender for some reason. The most interesting thing they can do is sunburst in blue. There's more colors in the spectrum, guys. We could try. This is a 12-inch radius Tele, so some people might not like that. The bridge is like the modern one, so it's not like quite the vintage, but the bridge is not installed. You might just want to get a different bridge, and the bridges aren't that expensive.
AliExpress.
AliExpress is your friend. It's not. I don't know. The only reason why I don't like AliExpress, well, probably there's more than one, but the biggest reason is the time that it takes to get things from. And I'm a very impatient person.
Depends which buyer you go with.
All right. Have you had anything else? Anything that was like less than 2 weeks?
Yeah.
All right. From China.
Yep. Well, I presume from China.
You could be like from Nelson. From just based. And then there's the PRS ones as well. But the PRS ones, again, yeah, I need different colors though. I can't do all of the same colors, could I? There's no rule against it. I'm also tempted by these V's, like a V in NATO green, for example. No, olive drab. I don't want to
NATO green for
reference for you for someone that has joined us. This is the bolt-on design. Bolt-on. No, not bolt-on. I think I can hear your wife downstairs. You'll be a bit confused. Like, what's going on there?
We're invading. The Germans
Yes.
are coming.
The Germans are coming. This Picard, I don't know if the other one has that same Picard, but
My wife is German. I'm allowed to say that.
clarify, don't get upset, people. It's fine. Don't know. It's always been a shape that.
Yeah, I used to like them, or used to want one, and then that feeling kind of disappeared. It's like, One, if any, that I could buy would be the like the Dimebag style or signature. I think it's Dean that make those.
Yeah. Prisoner Conscience Academic. What? How did I end up here? That's a broken link, as I said. That's a broken link. Like this, probably similar to. No, it's not even similar to this because it has more Picard. No, so it's more. There's more there. So. This?
Yeah.
Is playing it in a way that it's inspiring to like, oh, that guy can really pull off playing a V. Playing
Do you want to
Kings
play
of
No
V
One Well on that
no one do
guitar?
well with this. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Last
Or maybe
one.
it's a statement.
Is the what?
Or maybe it's a statement.
Of my inadequacy. I'm trying to use words that I'm not quite sure. The semi-hollows, I like them, and I could even try to do like the Super Eagle, the PRS Super Eagle, but it's I'm saying it's the wiring, but I should probably learn how to do the semi-hollow wiring eventually, sooner or later. Get the tubing and the fishing nets and the whole kit that's required. The difference between this is
Mustard has a Grace Potter V.
Grace Potter. Let's see.
I don't know that particular guitar, but we will soon see it.
Gibson Grace. We chose straight away. Oh. Okay. I'm saying I recognize that. I have no idea what this is, but I'm just curious to see the price. Let's see. There's no listings even. I have the Picard similar to that. Oh, this is nice actually.
Nice.
If it's like
I do.
Like
do quite like that actually.
The Picard design does add a lot to.
Yeah. It's not just black and white. It is just black and white, but it's got a design inside that.
And
it's not just block. It's not blocks.
And binding as well. I think it is.
Yeah, looks like it possibly is.
It's a cool guitar. Well done, man. Not this one.
Brown binding. There you go.
Art Deco Picard brown binding helps. Awesome. Yeah, a router template to put the mini humbucker here, and then it could be like this. PRS Super Eagle. It's not, because Super Eagle is a flame metal top, so it's nothing to do with this. But $50,000. $50,000 for it. So it's
Sorry, 50. 50.
that's what it says here.
Okay.
I'm not picking this up, man. I don't make the rules. It's a price drop. It was $61,000. No, pounds. It was £61,000. Apparently, someone wanted. Someone wanted. They didn't mean that they were gonna get it, but here we are. Obviously, like has enough switches to launch a rocket, and the neck is a flammable neck, and obviously doesn't justify the price. But no, it's only on one side the F-hole. Never mind, completely rubbish. Have to be something else. Okay, that's it. Our time is up. 1 hour and a half. I told Marcy's like, oh, today's gonna be a short one because I'm tired. But then it becomes. I don't like this one. I don't like this one. Maybe it's gonna be my next one. Or I could try another spalted maple.
Try a different style.
Yeah, instead of being like with the hard lines, like this one. Again, anyway, but being like this. There's but the spalted maple, like we saw, it's hard to get dark colors in it, so it has to be something very light, maybe just like one coat of stain instead of one coat of water-based stain. Maybe burst, like a darker burst around the edges, but the middle really leave it basically natural. And Mark did say that because spalted is so different, if you want, you can message them and ask for pictures for a few different kits to see what you want to get.
That's good.
Yeah, because like you see, all these different colors, like here, it can appear as blotchiness, what people call like blotchiness, but it's just how it is because I did actually less prep on my blue one. I think the quilted maple top. And the color is much more defined. On the back and everything. See? I don't know what that was.
There goes the finish.
There goes the fish. It's fine. It's relicking. It's getting there. Okay, everyone. Bye-bye. Peter? I don't know. Are you coming? See you later, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Hope you enjoyed our little chat. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, all.